De Pere has a rich, vibrant history that deserves to be preserved and celebrated. Creating a historical society would not only serve as a fitting tribute to our city's past, but also contribute to fostering a stronger sense of community among current and future residents. This photo was taken in 1984 from the backyard of our home on Doherty Ridge Court in southwestern De Pere. In the background at the base of the hill is Sugar Creek and the old Doherty Ferry Road. When we were taught about local history growing up, we learned about the city of St. Louis and topics like the Louisiana Purchase, the Dred Scott decision, and the travelers passing through on covered wagons on their journey west. We did not realize that this type of history was not confined to the city of St. Louis, but could be found in De Pere as well. French surveyors had mapped our property 4 years before the Louisiana Purchase. Slaves once worked in the same field where we played. Pioneers returned to make their home in what would become De Pere. We'd like to share a few of our discoveries from this small section of property in southwestern De Pere and explain how we were inspired to seek the creation of a local historical society. Our local history goes back over 200 years and intersects with French and Spanish colonial history as seen in the 1799 Spanish Land Grant Survey map. It shows the Grand Glazed Creek and Sugar Creek. A plantation owner from Kentucky settled here and made sugar on the land grant for 5 years, starting in 1804. The process involved digging holes at the base of sugar maple trees. This work was likely done by slaves and could explain the origin of the name Sugar Creek. The names of slaves are often lost to history. On this 1860 slave census taken in our area, slaves are denoted simply as hash marks next to the slave owner's name. However, through research, slave names sometimes can be discovered. This document shows that on the property in 1841, a man named Lawson was sold at auction. Of all our research, the most exciting discovery centers around Susan Shelby McGoffin, whose family farm was located for 3 decades in what is now southwestern De Pere. Susan and her husband traveled down the Santa Fe Trail during the Mexican-American War. She is credited as the first woman to travel the trail into Mexico. 18-year-old Susan kept a diary during the 2-year journey. It was published by the Missouri Historical Society in 1926 and is still in print today. Our most significant discovery was linking Susan's diary with the property. In 1867, 12 years after Susan's death, her daughter wrote an entry at the back of the journal and listed the location as Woodside, the name that the McGoffins gave their farm. This proves that Susan's diary was on the property. We have enjoyed researching and learning about De Pere history and think that others in the community will too. Yet many people are unaware that historical relics such as the Lindemann family cabin and the Lutheran German orphanage are scattered throughout our area. Resources for learning and teaching are more accessible than ever before. One positive aspect of the pandemic was that many historical documents were digitized and made available for researchers online. Landowner maps like these are an easy way for people to begin researching their own property. As De Pere has changed from a farming community to a modern city, the connection to our pioneer and agricultural heritage threatens to be forgotten. A strong historical society not only preserves, protects, and celebrates local history, but provides useful reference points for understanding American history. Our hope is that with your support, many residents will contribute their time and effort to establish a historical society. Some possible short-term action items include inviting interested residents to participate, setting the scope of the collection, and determining areas of focus. Longer-term goals could be updating the 1976 History of Depair book, preparing for the 2034 centennial, and establishing a nonprofit status so people can deduct their charitable donations. Thank you for your consideration of this proposal. We believe that the establishment of a Depair Historical Society will instill a greater appreciation for our heritage and create a lasting legacy for years to come.